inputs on this next story as well. India and China are set to resume direct flight services later this October. The flight services between the two countries were suspended in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic and were not restored amid the eastern Ladakh border tensions. The Ministry of External Affairs said that the resuming of the flights are subject to commercial decisions of the designated carriers and fulfillment of all operational requirements. Earlier this year, civil aviation authorities from both the countries held technical level discussions on resuming direct flights and revising the air services agreement, the statement added. Brian, this seems like a thaw in the tensions between India and China. Flights are resuming. India has said that talks were in the works since earlier this year. Do you think the trade tariffs has something to do with it? The global south is coming together, working, and now the flights are being resumed?
To put it in very simple words, clearly, what the MEA has stated, that it clearly stated and very bluntly rather said that the direct air services between the designated points in India and China will be starting from the end of October, subject to regulatory clearances and commercial decisions of airlines. And not only that, Indigo has also announced its relaunch daily non-stop flights from Kolkata to Guangzhou, which will be starting from October 26th. The carrier will also be planning to introduce a Delhi-Guangzhou service soon, pending regulatory approvals. Not only that, the resumption of this direct flights, like you asked, and the easing of visa norms, the long-standing demands from Beijing, that were discussed earlier this year also, when even Vikram Misri visited China earlier this January, and both sides also agreed in principle to restore connectivity, with the matter also featuring talks between foreign and aviation ministers. This breakthrough also came during Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi's visit to New Delhi that happened just last month, 2 months back, August, when both countries also agreed to resume direct flights at the earliest. Very importantly, there were also the absence of direct flights that were compounded by visa restrictions has significantly even reduced the India-China passenger traffic, now less than half of pre-pandemic in the 2019 levels. But now clearly airlines from Southeast Asia, including Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, have also been filling the gap, and Hong Kong also. And despite its separate visa regime and autonomous status also, it remains the primary hub linking India and mainland China as well. Yes.
Absolutely, Brian. In fact, there's some breaking inputs coming in on this story. Indigo has now announced that it will restart flights from Kolkata to Guangzhou in China beginning October 26th. The airline will operate daily non-stop services connecting the two cities pending regulatory approvals. Indigo has also plans to launch direct flights between Delhi and Guangzhou in the near future. So, Brian, now we are seeing that Indigo has already announced its plans. It's going to start it's going to start direct flights to Guangzhou from October 26th. We will obviously see more visa easing in place, the restrictions that have been in place now that both the countries and their flight aircraft carriers are now working towards more flights.
Well, see, that's what I even mentioned earlier, that clearly Indigo has announced this this very confirmation, and this also comes amid this MEA, also clearly stating the fact that direct air services between designated points in India and China will be starting by the end of October, and then post that Indigo has, came out, they announced it officially, and they said that the relaunch will happen daily, and there would be clear non-stop direct flights from Kolkata to Guangzhou, which will start from this month itself, from the end of the month, that is October 26th. Now, not only that, the carrier just is not restricted to just Kolkata to Guangzhou, but are also planning to introduce Delhi-Guangzhou services soon. But yes, clearly there are some regulatory approvals that are being pending. There are some clearances, commercial decisions of the airlines that are being pending, which they are working on itself. And this resumption of direct flights clearly, and easing of visa for norms will also help in the long-standing demands from Beijing also, that was even earlier discussed earlier this year itself. Yes.
All right, Brian, thank you so much for providing us with all those